Hello and welcome to Live at the Party. We are NyxRising Industries. I'm JD, your Dungeon Master. Are you ready to go? Yes! Title sequence. We catch up with the party in the city of Shadebourne, having defeated and ransacked most of the Weeping Eye, the Knoll-based mercenary company responsible for the attack on Vanden's family home. Discovered a lot of information, met a bunch of interesting new allies and people in the city, and the party have been recuperating and preparing themselves to go to a ball hosted by Haitius Valentinian in a few days on the expense of the family Zauviirs, these jewellery magnates. Okay? Last we caught up with the party, it's early evening, sunset's maybe, like full sunset, maybe an hour and a half away. Elyse has been training and familiarising herself with her familiar, Rana, in the form of a falcon. Okay. The rest of the party, what would you like to do?
I will be riding back from the library, having spent several hours of the afternoon arriving back at the barracks.
Okay.
Bringing the horse into the courtyard, tying it up, not readying it to put it back in the stable, but heading inside and dumping a bag of books in my room and heading straight back out to the courtyard.
Okay.
I'll go into the Great Hall where like the bag of holding was left.
The canteen?
The canteen area where like, the bag of holding was left.
Okay.
I'm going to pick it up and head out into the courtyard to start heading out of town.
Okay. Anyone else joining?
Astra? Good evening.
Hello.
Going somewhere?
Heading out to Too Much Stone.
I was thinking of heading out as well.
Feel a bit trapped in times.
Need to get some fresh air and clear my head. I'm suggesting, do you want to go together?
Sure. Want me to get the cart?
You can climb on the back of the horse if you want.
Okay. I've never ridden a horse.
You don't. I'm gonna ride the horse, Astra. Here, we're gonna climb up onto the back of the horse and put an arm down for Astra.
Okay.
I will get on.
A bit of a funny silly.
Where is he?
This long gangly teal man. Getting on and not really sure of what's going on. The horse isn't really sure either. It can like detect you're nervous. Horses can smell fear.
We're gonna just be patting the horse's neck like shh.
It like wickers a little bit. But yeah, you're both on there. There's space enough for the two of you.
Okay, comfortable?
This is snug.
Tense up slightly.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. Look back at the barracks and ride the horse out of the courtyard down towards the city gates.
Yes. Yeah, okay. You ride out of the city and the sort of late afternoon coming up to early evening and see the people packing up and moving their things away as you head through the like third and fourth tiers. In the first and second you see doors being shuttered and boarded. You hear the sound of locks and bolts behind doors and the streets are pretty quiet, pretty empty. And for the first time in a few days, you ride out of the main gates and you see the rolling hills, the landscape before you, sort of illuminated in this like soft golden light as the sun's like just peeking behind. There aren't many hours where the sun is directly visible beyond the mountains, and right now it's definitely not visible, but there are still these few strands of golden light coming in. You ride out, you see clusters of trees and a few little ponds, but mostly just rolling countryside. You see off in the distance some of the smaller towns that surround Shadebourne, but no major sign of life. About, say, half a mile outside of the city, and you look back and see the majesty of it behind you. If you look back, it's pretty much all you can see, just because of how much height and space it takes up.
Much better being out here.
I don't know what you want to do out here. I was just going to ride. Looking more and more uncomfortable the longer Astra is pressed up against the back.
I wanted to collect some stuff.
Okay.
Some cuttings and stuff.
I can leave you here and come back and get you.
Yeah?
You sure?
Alright.
Do you want to get down?
Well, yeah, I figured that's part of being left here. I'm gonna hop down as best I can.
Alright.
Thank you for the ride, that was a lot faster than walking.
I'll be back in, I don't know, an hour. Look at the sun, sort of check the time, and I'm just going to ride.
Yeah.
Openly, fast, clear my head.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing of event happens during the time. You see a number of wild animals, a couple of sort of stragglers making their way into the city. People who've been like working in the fields and farms around and sort of just making their way in. A few people pay you mind. This figure with hair streaming behind him riding across the countryside in the shadow of Shadebourne. Okay. Before we got onto Astra, is anyone else doing anything in particular they'd like to mention?
I'm just carrying on making the jewellery that I discussed last session, pretty much.
Okay.
Still the same, seeing through Rana's eyes.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That's right, I figured. On that for quite a while.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah, maybe getting a start on dinner.
Yeah. What's Boblem making?
Vital detail.
Maybe like breads. Sorted breads with like stuff in them.
So it smells like home.
Yeah, almost like dumplings, but bread dumplings.
Good stuff. Okay. Astra, you're left sort of near. It's not like forest, but there are like small groves and like copses. You see one like small grove of what seem to be oak trees. Been there for quite a while, like very big. A pond around, sort of encapsulating most of it, and plenty of animal life. You see a number of deer who are like drinking from the pond. You see a small family of pigs. And love pigs, okay?
This bit is for JD.
And a number of birds in and out of the tree, sort of singing their evening songs. Very tranquil and reminds you of home.
I feel very relaxed for the first time in a long time.
Okay.
Just heading on through.
Yeah.
Trying to find like cuttings that I can take of certain flowers.
Yeah. There's plenty you can take. Do you walk through, or do you sit and rest, or?
Walk for a little bit and then sit and rest with my back against the tree and start plucking at my lute a little bit.
Okay. Playing for about 20 minutes, and you hear the clop, 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 a sound of hooves, like breaking branches and stepping over like small bits of stone and earth and moss. You look up and you see a curious looking figure. Where you expected to see a horse, you see what's clearly a giant goat. It stands about the size of the horse, maybe a little bit, maybe like a head underneath, but its fur is just covered in moss. It looks like moss is like growing out of this thing. It looks pretty like old and tetchy, but aside from that, there's a figure on the top of it. You see what seems to be a human man, dark brown skin, covered in plate armor from neck to toe. But the armor itself, you can see instantly, this isn't made of metal. It's something you've never seen before. You can see bark and little vines growing out of it. All the armor is this deep green and covered in these like beautiful swirling patterns. But every plate where you've seen armored knights before. The pauldrons, this thick dark green wood, the chest plate, the plastron, dark green wood, the whole thing, neck to toe, completely made of wood. You see a helmet strapped to his back, which has these huge antlers protruding like a full-faced helmet. and a shield on his back, a large round shield with like a pattern of leaves and flowers which almost seem to jump out. A person on top, older, human man, maybe about 60s, possibly even 70s, pretty broad, dark brown skin, which was like wrinkled with like smile lines around his eyes and his mouth. This white trimmed beard and like cropped short hair. Yeah. Mind if I share a resting spot with you?
Of course.
Smoothly gets off, and where you would expect to hear like the clink 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 of armor, you don't. It's just the sound of like trees like rustling in the wind as he sits down, takes off his shield, slings it on the back of the goat, the helmet as well, and pulls off these big heavy gauntlets and clicks his neck and comes to sit down. You don't see any weapons on him or anything. And he sort of screeches the goat and then just begins munching on some grass and comes down and sits next to you and sort of
Look tired, like you've been travelling.
I've been travelling a while. Name's Mareth, and holds a hand out to you.
Astra.
Astra. It's a pleasure to meet you. What brings you to these parts?
Staying in Shadebourne, but felt a bit cooped up, so...
I understand that. I've not been into the city myself, but I know how it can be.
Stuffy.
Alright. Yeah, he pops open like a skin, like a wine skin, and offers it out to you.
Thank you. Take a drink from it.
It's good. It's nice wine.
Ooh.
This year's Ivy. Points to the goat.
Oh, it was beautiful.
They're a good one.
Never seen anybody riding a goat before.
We're not as common as you might think. And I guess that's not too common. I like it.
You say we.
There's a few of us who ride goats, sure. I learned from an old friend a long time ago. Maybe one day you'll find yourself riding a goat. Takes some getting used to, mind.
I can imagine. I only just rode a horse for the first time today. A bit sore.
For the first time today? Pretty far out. Did you walk all the way to Shadebourne from the next nearest place here? All on foot?
I was in the back of a cart, but before then I was walking everywhere.
I should have thought. You look like a fellow of the land yourself. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Near Riven.
Riven's a lovely place. I spent a lot of time in the woods up near there.
Oh, really?
But I could always spend longer, you know?
How did you find it?
Beautiful. Very serene. Calm.
It is.
I'd go back in a heartbeat.
Me too.
You see, as he's sort of like leant forward, he has like a little like brass amulet, which seems familiar to you. You see a ring with what looks to be like an obelisk coming through. It reminds you of something you've seen fairly recently. You can't really actually make
it. Stayed.
Yes, exactly.
Do you want me to make a check still?
You can do if you want, but
Unlock. What kind of check?
religion.
Mark. 7.
It seems familiar. It does catch you looking. You see he has a few in there. He has that one. And one which seems to be like 3 wave-like swirls, which reminds you of a lot of the patterns you saw on that shrine. You like it? It's a symbol of Melora.
Melora?
She's the Wild Mother. She looks after nature. Nature looks after her. A deity.
Oh.
She's rather special to me. I work in her name. I spread her good word. Here. Takes off one of them, the one with the 3 like wave-like swirls, and like takes your hand and like presses it into your hand.
Are you sure?
Please, please. I have more than enough, and I don't need it where I'm going. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Thank you.
Here, you take it. Maybe it'll do you some good.
I'm sure it will.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a traveller. Lived in the wilds all my life.
You're an interesting one for sure.
I feel more at peace and at home in the wilderness than I do in a town. I'll tell you that much.
That's something I can relate to. Spent a lot of time traveling these lands, and nice sights everywhere. Many things to see. Many things still to do. I'm going home soon.
Home?
A place called Arborea.
Arborea? Where's that?
Far away. He just sort of stares off, like into the sunset. Where you are, you're like in a few of the trees, but not like in deep wood, and shafts of the golden light are coming very low now, and you can know the darkness is sort of creeping through, and I've got a long journey ahead of me. You don't mind if I snooze, do you?
Of course not.
True. Watch my back. And sort of lean back against the tree and just rest his head. You see his eyes close and just deep breathing in and out. And after a few minutes you hear snoring very lightly.
I'll just play Song of Rest while he's doing that.
Play for a few minutes and the sun fully sets beyond the trees, and this wind ripples across and shakes trees from the leaf. And then you look out to where it's setting and you realise the snoring stopped. You look to your side and you just see leaves just drift away. You hear a distant of ivy. You watch this little flurret of leaves just out, wind round a tree, and then just dissipate off.
I'm gonna follow them.
Oh, they just dissipate off, as in just like off into the wind and then settle down. You see no sign of the Green Knight. Pressed in your hands and very, very warm is this sigil that he passed to you. You don't see Ivy either.
Hello?
She's really quiet of nature. Even the birds are quiet.
Just stands and walks around the area, just surveying to see if he can spot anything.
Plenty of wildlife. There seems to be beginning nesting procedures for the night. Birds that are coming home to roost, and small little pockets of animals which are gathering together.
Look at the necklace he gave me.
It's about maybe 2 inches, like brass or something similar. And yeah, just one circle with 3 swirls inside. It feels nice. It feels comforting. It's very unlike anything you've seen before, but somehow it reminds you of home.
I'll pick myself up then. Start heading back out of the copse and putting some things in my bag as I go, like into the bag of holding as I go, like some dirt and stuff too.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
After a short while, you see the figure of Vanden riding over the hills.
Ride right up to you at full speed. I'm just slowing down in the last 30 feet or so. And sweaty and exhausted and clearly been galloping this poor horse for the last hour. You okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah. You get what you needed?
I think so.
Yeah? Okay. Do you want to
I think your horse needs a rest. We'll walk.
Really right. Climb down, I guess we'll start walking back to Shadebourne.
How far out you are? Takes about an hour maybe. And you get to the gates and the guards bring you in. And you walk back slowly up through the city. One thing that you notice as you're coming up, besides the usual, one thing that catches your eye, because you take it like a different route, you see a poster on the side of a building. It seems to be an alchemist on the 3rd tier offering payment for exotic items, and some of the words like catch your eye as you're going up. Basically, he will pay for exotic items and greatly reduce prices on potions for which ingredients are bought. The person who's put them up is called Racine Longclaw. He seems to be an alchemist on the 3rd tier, asking for things like, and I can give you this list fully later, dragon bone of any variety, dragon throat glands, giant wolf spider silk, fire imp hearts, remirage blood, troll blood, harpy feathers, the thorax of giant fire beetles, basilisk eyes, and bottled black pudding. Yeah, I'll give you that list.
I think he'd get on well with our friend Monsieur Manuel.
Probably. Guess make a note of the location on the 3rd tier. But
yeah, there's like little like slips you can take.
Take one.
Sorry, I love posters with slips.
What an old thing to love. For later.
I just posters with mini posters.
The rest of your journey goes uneventfully, and you make your way back to the barracks. It's now night time. The first couple of stars like twinkling in the sky just over the mountains.
I've got some things to do out here.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna go wash up and rest.
Sure. Hey, Vanden. My granddad lost a lot of people. A long time ago. But he's always told me the best thing you can do is to keep on living in their memory and do right by them.
Trust me, I plan on it.
We're here for you. Get some rest.
I head inside. Leave Astra to his bag.
Business?
Astra's upgraded.
Basically just going to empty all of the dirt out of the bag of holding into like a little corner of the place.
Fair.
And then just start planting all of the little cuttings I hung.
You can take like, there are a couple of like spare little like architraves, like bits of wood you can like pack up and keep it in place and make like a little like planting pot essentially. It's like maybe like 2-3 inches of solid turf to keep it in place.
Yeah, just keep doing that for the night, and then I'm gonna use plant growth.
Okay.
Level 3 to sort of give them a little boost.
Yeah. You watch the seeds like germinate and sprout and open up and bud.
Cute. I think Boblem will like this.
Is anyone else doing anything for the evening?
Cassian's still in his room. Once he has heard these two get back, we'll like give Vanden a few minutes and then go knock on his door.
Okay.
Yes.
Evening.
Evening.
May I come in?
Sure. You come inside the room. He's like put all of his weapons up on the walls and stuff. He has the only room in the barracks that doesn't have any windows, because one of the rooms on your floor plan was interior only, which he would have taken, so no one else had to take it. It's really dark in here. There's loads of candles lit, but he's tried his best to like put a bunch of stuff in here, and there's just books that he brought back from the library everywhere. The bed doesn't look slept in whatsoever, and he sat at the little writing desk, surrounded by papers as usual.
So you've been decorating? Nice. I don't know. I just wanted to ask you a few things.
Sure.
Is now not a good time, or?
No, go for it. Sorry.
It's alright. I was just curious. I was wondering if you would tell me what life as a Commodore is like.
Why?
I have been regaled with many stories of sailing and life on the seas from both my parents, and I just have an interest in it.
Right.
My mother was a little bit tight on the details, and my father only really sailed once or twice, so daily routine, ships, the build of them, it's...
Is this pressing for me to talk about now, Cassian?
No, I just thought it might get your mind off things.
Okay. I mean, it's only one of the things that used to keep me busy. I'm sure you know what the ECC do.
Yes.
Privateering, trade. It's in charge of chartering routes and basically making sure everybody else did their jobs. Making trade connections. And Vanden just starts to talk about it.
He just sits himself in a corner and listens.
He talks for a while about what he did as a Commodore, and then starts talking about Miratail, and then gets very quiet. Did you read it? The contract that I left downstairs.
Yes.
What would you do in this situation?
It's hard to say. I don't really have any siblings to worry about, but... I don't know. How... If what that piece of paper says is true, how do you class someone as family if they're willing to kill the rest of you? Surely at that point they stop being part of you.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But it's okay to come up with lots of different scenarios. I'm sure it's a lot to think about.
I don't even know where to begin. I have no idea what to do next. But I'm going to start with these, and I've got all of the other contracts from the Weeping Eye barracks all over the table and the floor. And I'm just sort of picking through them to see what else they've done.
So the ones that stand out, the first one that you found, clearing the underdark town of Ketz of its inhabitants, sowing a campaign of fear and terror so that they all leave, and that the Twilight Courts is to be left untouched, signed only as L, with a smear of blood as well. So you know that the Underdark is an entire region, a continent of its own, but below the surface of the entire planet. Varia, it spans across the continental ones. And Ketz is just basically the town underneath Shadebourne, and is like a border town to get to most of the Underdark. It's not very large from what you understand. Any questions on that one?
Specify what the quartz is?
So you know that the Twilight Courts is these enormous crystals from a few feet to 15-20 meters long. These just array of crystal and quartz which is studded into the ceiling, naturally forming, which glows softly and gives this sort of twilight light to the entirety of the Underdark. There's no direct sunlight, the only light comes from this like slightly lilac in colour quartz embedded into the entire ceiling. It's revered in many places in the Underdark as the Underdark's only source of light.
We shouldn't leave this alone.
No, that's troubling, I suppose. You think someone wants the quartz?
I don't know. I suppose I'm looking through these in the effort that I can't do anything back home right now, so perhaps I can do something here.
Well, we can definitely start by looking into those murders.
We'll flip through some more.
Defending a mage who had taken up residence in the Tower of Frostguard from adventuring parties who were chasing up a bounty on his head. The contract runs a month or until the construction of his golem is complete, whichever is longer. They were paid 5,000 pieces of gold, signed by a mage called Mezendal F.
Repeat that.
Excuse you.
Mezendal F.
Okay, that was Frostguard. That's where they just were when we caught them on the way back from the alley.
Those are the ones that we got rid of.
They were already on their way back. They've done that.
Yes.
There is. Good to know.
One was clearing an infestation of carrion crawlers from the bowels of a mountain stronghold, paid 900 gold pieces by a dwarf named Zara Pradel. I can give you all these later as well. Another was recovering an artifact from the ruined city of Karesh, a map of the labyrinth of tombs in the mountain ranges. They were paid 1,500 gold pieces for its safe delivery to a grave robber / explorer named Bello Monsley on the 3rd tier. And then the other one of interest is assassination of one of the Lake Lords, Elstar von Ceres, 3,500 gold, paid for by Lady Eckham, another of the lords.
Is that something that's happened that I know of, or is that something that the contract dated?
It's dated. It looks like it's done.
How long ago?
Like 2 months.
2 months. So in that time frame, I probably wouldn't have heard of it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard it. No.
Oh no.
I fixate on this one and pin it up onto the wall in my room. I've got various other papers pinned up there with stuff scribbled on them from before the Weeping Eye Barracks and stuff, but I single that one out and the one about the mage in Frostguard.
Okay.
It's always something, isn't there?
It's a big wide world, and of course there's always something. Always people who want to kill each other.
But this stuff shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Oh no. I suppose not. But, well, there's a 1/3 of them left now, so I'm sure we can finish them off.
It's not them I'm worried about, it's the rest of these things.
Oh, it's the people asking for the contracts and all the stuff that's happening, I understand, but take away the means.
Frostguard, that's my domain as warden. I'm gonna need to know more.
Right.
Just gotta keep busy.
Sure.
Smells like Boblem's cooking. We should probably go and eat at some point.
Smells good.
That Vanden's stomach growls like he has it. I'm just gonna head down to Boblem's cooking.
Yeah. You see a figure in the doorway.
Boblem jumps. How did you move so silently?
Sorry. It smells good.
I'm glad. This time it's my grandpa's recipe.
Look, I'm sorry if I did you any offence the other day. Your cooking is amazing.
Thank you. Fine. Have you never had vegetables ever in your life?
This is not a conversation I want to have. I'm just not a fan, Boblem.
Of all of them? In every form?
I will lay the table.
The rest of you hear the sounds of cutlery and crockery and food being served. And
Well, Elyse is on the roof, so I don't know if she does.
well, it's right below you.
That's
You
true.
can smell it.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing through the birds.
Yeah, the window would be open.
Maybe the bird smells it.
And I think you only use its eyes and ears.
Okay.
So you can still feel and smell and taste.
And talk.
Yeah. But yeah, that's up to you what you'd like to do.
Okay. Yeah, I guess eventually she would kind of command Rana to come back into her normal senses. And maybe sit up there a little bit longer with her and just kind of like pet her and talk to her a little bit in Fulgum before climbing off the roof and heading into the kitchen or wherever the food's being served.
Yeah.
So Elyse will appear with a falcon on her shoulder.
Coming like climbing down from the roof and like through the window.
Yeah. And then a bird flies straight after her.
Big goblin energy. There was
That's just me seeping into the character.
If you wish, you're all in the same room having dinner, and is there anything you'd like to do?
I don't think Sariel was
I'm just
doing.
going to point out Sariel does not come down for dinner. She's gone to bed.
Oh.
Cassian does not come down for dinner. He continues to work on jewellery.
Okay.
Astra? Are you coming in from your dirt business?
Eventually hook him in and just look around for Boblem.
Hi.
Hi, you've been cooking again.
Yeah. I made you some with vegetables in it.
Thank you. I've got a surprise for you.
For me?
Because you've been doing all this and cooking for everyone, so I wanted to do something for you.
Oh, is this... You don't need to repay me for this. We all need to eat.
I know. Come on.
He looks very touched but also confused.
Come.
Okay.
Take you outside to the small garden that he's built. Just, I thought you might like it because I don't like being trapped in all of this stone and you're from a farm, so I thought that you might enjoy this.
And he just like goes on his hunches and stands like this for the longest time looking at the sprouts. Astra, this is wonderful. And he stands up and hugs you really tight.
I'm still learning how to grow things, so I thought that you and like maybe someone else can help with it, but...
This is... Thank you. You're doing really well. You have a green thumb.
Well, yeah. Everything else too.
I meant, you know what, never mind. So pretty.
It's just to say thank you.
Oh, you think I have to?
But you're always working so hard to keep everyone's spirits up, so I wanted to keep yours up.
So are you, with your lovely music. Thank you. I really appreciate this. We'll both take care of this garden.
No.
Oh.
We can end this game now. That's what you did.
We won D&D.
Yeah. Game over. Well done,
Nice.
Inside I am staring at the bud. It's like,
Thanks for the scroll. She doesn't explain any further than that.
okay.
Pick up some of my food, feed it to the birds.
Is it like the hummingbird?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the spell. It's the same spell, but it works a little bit differently for me, so she can stick around for longer.
Okay.
Yeah. Her name's Rana.
Hello, Rana.
Just kind of looks away, back to her food.
She's nice.
I know she is.
You're gonna keep her like a pet?
Well, she has multiple functions. She's company, but she's good for spying and keeping watch, lookout, things like that.
She's not gonna disappear after a couple of hours?
No, like I said, the way I do it, she can stay around for as long as I want, or until, you know, some bastard tries to kill her. Which I won't allow, I say to her. Yeah. Stroke her a little bit. I've wanted one of these for so long. Yeah, I appreciate that you went to get the scroll for me and like helped me out with it.
Don't worry about it.
I'll make sure I get your money back to you as soon as I can.
You might have noticed, but I don't care that much about money.
I had noticed, but it's only fair, so...
You're my friend and you wanted it, so...
I looked genuinely a little bit surprised and confused. Well, thanks.
You okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You haven't been yourself for a while. You were one way, and then the whole Sanskrit thing happened, and then you weren't yourself for a while, and then you seemed to get back to that after you healed in Lakeside, and then on the way to Shadebourne. I don't notice. I try not to pry. I don't like people prying about me, but I just thought that maybe you do need someone to pry, and this isn't exactly my forte, but I vaguely understand.
Yeah, I guess. I said I'd be fine, so I'm fine. When I'm with you guys. As much as I can be.
Well said. That doesn't mean you have to be fine.
I was wondering if at some point I could borrow that map of yours, the one of Caldera.
Sure. You were staring at the one in the Zauviirs house.
Yeah, I mean, I should have figured that you would probably realise this of everyone, but I'm from very far away from here, and I'm not. I hate being somewhere where I don't know anything of where I am, so I just thought I'd try and familiarise myself if I'm going to be stuck here.
Sure.
Thanks.
It's hard being away from home. Even harder still in a strange place.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us understand that. I know this is further away from your home than any of us, but
It's not just that. When I said before that the airship was the only home I ever had, I wasn't exaggerating. I was literally born on that airship. I lived on it my whole life. And now it's gone because of me, something I did that I don't even remember doing, but I know she was telling the truth. I know Kenra was telling the truth because you all saw the way that airship reacted to my magic. I think I knew even then, but I just couldn't let myself know it.
I'm sorry.
Believe it. And so my home is gone and it's never going to come back. And on top of that, I'm stuck on a continent I've never been to before, away from everyone I know and trust. Sorry.
No, don't be. I know our circumstances aren't the same, but I understand.
Yeah.
Look at where we are now. This is... Shadebourne is one of the worst places I've ever been in my life.
Same. Hate it here.
I think a lot of us do. But we are making ourselves a temporary, but a home here. And that's not these barracks. It's each other. You five are all I have left now. And I've never had a group of friends before in my life. And you know, I hate talking about emotions. I hate this.
Well, so do I, so I don't know why we keep trying to do it. It clearly doesn't work very well.
Because I want to tell you that you mean a lot to me, and...
Me?
Yes. And I want to see you happy again. Here. I'm going to stand up and offer Elyse my hand.
What are you doing?
Take my hand.
Why?
Just take my hand.
I'll like command Rana to hop off my shoulder and sit on the table or something. What are you doing?
Take Elyse's hand.
She goes a little bit stiff for a minute when he takes her left hand, but
It's okay.
relax into it.
I'll pull you up to your feet and maneuver you until we're stood like we were when we were dancing in the tavern in Sanskrit.
Oh no.
There's no music now, but just pretend.
Okay.
And I'm just going to start dancing with Elyse. And as I do, I'm just going to tell you that the last time I saw you genuinely smile was that night in that tavern in Sanskrit. And I realised that night went horribly wrong in many ways.
Just a bit.
But the connection I felt with all of you there, I knew. I knew you were all going to mean a lot to me, and I don't know, I just want to see you happy like that again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was the first time I really like felt like I could like, you know, be with this group without doubting that it was gonna end somehow.
It's not.
And then and then Kenra showed up.
And we handled that together, okay?
Barely.
But we did, and we've gotten better since then, and look at everything we've taken on since then.
Yeah.
We are strong together.
Yeah.
And you are strong, okay? I know after the pyramid you were worried that you weren't strong enough, but you are. Especially outside. I want to talk to the group about... We mentioned it briefly before, but sticking together as a group, and there are so many things that I know we all want to do here. And we have to work as a team now.
Yeah. I'm torn between knowing that it's not safe for me to be out in the wild alone. I've always been told that. And especially out here where I don't know where I am. But I feel like I don't know how I can justify just like running around with a group of people I don't know that well when the people who I owe everything to are in danger and suffering or lost because of me. Maybe dead, I don't know.
You
Some
know
of them
they're
could
not.
be.
You know that in your heart. Look at me. We are going to help them.
You do that?
Of course.
Have a bunch of people accused of thievery?
Look, it's a difficult one, and don't make me think about that. They're your people, and therefore we're going to help them. Because you're one of us. Okay?
Thank you.
You don't have to hold it together all the time.
What can you do then?
You need anything at any point, you can come to me, okay?
Same.
I know that. I trust you.
Thanks.
I'm going to get some rest, but tomorrow I'll get you that map. And anything you want to know about Caldera and the map guy.
That guy. She like very tries to stealthily like just wipe her face a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to pretend. Just gonna kiss her on the forehead and go upstairs.
She was very confused. Goes to sit with her bird, finishes her food.
Is anyone else doing anything?
Staying up for as long as possible.
Nice. Okay. Sleep comes to most of you. Sariel. Like being in the depths of a fever, when your dreams just go round and round in a circle and you can't break out of it. You have these feelings just sort of creeping in at the edge of your consciousness. You see a series of images sort of on repeat. You see hands clawing up a black wall, hundreds and hundreds of hands, but being just pushed down ever so gently by gloved white hands from above. You see a splatter of bright red blood up an ornate wall, accompanied by screaming in the dark. You see a face unfamiliar to you, female, beautiful, tumbling red hair, well dressed in finery. You wake up drenched in sweat.
Just tears, like streaming down her face. She's shaking. Without even really thinking about it, sort of sits up, throws a robe around her shoulders, and goes to Cassian's room. Knocks on the door.
Come in.
Hesitates and opens the door.
Sariel?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come in here.
Is everything alright? He rushes over to you.
No, it's not.
Go ahead, sit down, come on.
Just can't get any words out, she's just shaking.
You feel her, and you do feel she is drenched in sweat.
Holds. Do you want to talk about it, or?
Seeing things. I don't know if it was a dream or if it's things that have happened or things that are going to happen, I don't know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come in here.
No, it's fine. It's better to be in company, surely.
It's this place, Cassian, it's this place. It's just bringing up so many memories I thought I'd managed to crush down inside me.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, but if there's anything I can do for you, please.
I don't know.
Do you need to get out of the city?
I don't know. Maybe. Cassian, I should never have left them there.
Them?
My clan, I never should have left them there.
Sorry, what happened?
She starts just crying. I don't know if I can go to this ball.
Why?
It's just too close to home. These people making mockeries of those less fortunate than them and flaunting their money and their power.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry, I should be sorry.
I know I'm not the best kind of person to talk to about this kind of thing.
I know, thinking about it now, I shouldn't have come in here, I shouldn't have bothered you with it.
It's fine, you're not bothered. You're not bothered. Just... This is a chance to take those kinds of people down from the inside. Think of it like that. You are a spy amongst these shitty people. And the more you learn about them, the easier it is to start knocking them down.
I suppose you're right.
Yes. It can be fun if you let it. I don't think things like vengeance are necessarily healthy, as some may say, but it's enjoyable to fuck with people, and some of them just deserve it.
These people deserve it more than anyone.
Well, there you go. I'm sorry someone hurt you like that.
You're a good friend, Cassian.
Thank you. You're a good friend, Sariel.
Sort of stays with him for a bit. Then goes back to her room.
You go back in, you hear the steady like a dripping coming from somewhere, but you can't place it.
Can't see anything in the room.
Make an investigation check.
11.
Can't find it. You don't see any liquid dripping anywhere. You can just hear the sound.
Okay. She tries to go to sleep, but I guess it's not easy.
No, but you don't dream again.
Okay, cool.
Morning comes. First rays of dim, shadowed light break in.
Elyse is asleep on the roof.
Elyse is cold.
Yeah.
You can bring something up,
Yeah, she's throwing all of her bedding up there.
Vanden is asleep in the war room again.
Okay. I'll say, for simplicity, you'll convene for breakfast. There are some good leftovers.
You know there are.
It's even better the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like pizza.
Yes.
Just better the next day.
Elyse will once again climb in through the window. Followed by a bird.
As they're all sitting down after they've eaten, Boblem will eventually like clear his throat and be like, guys, I was thinking, I mentioned this to Sariel the other day, but well, I kind of like to take food down to the people in the lower tiers and just, I know that's maybe not gonna solve all the problems here,
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
but it's the best I can do right now. And if any of y'all wanted to come along and help me,
Definitely.
yeah?
Yeah. Those people need all the help they can get. If some food's gonna do that, then.
Yeah, just, it doesn't seem right that people go hungry when there is food, or that people sleep on the street when there is empty homes, when there are empty homes.
You're right. It's not right. And actually, I wanted to go down there and get a gauge on how the people are feeling. I was at the library on the 5th tier yesterday for quite some time, and I learned quite a few things about the city.
No?
And I did learn there is an election coming in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
I'm surprised that you would know that.
Governor. They don't do one often. But it's worth finding out how people are feeling, and I don't know, we're going to this ball in a couple of days anyway.
is the governor same as the prince?
No, I mean, Shadebourne have their own monarchy as such, but they don't have any power here. Governor is in charge of the city, and there is a council as well, representing each of the areas of the city. But Governor gets sort of the largest portion of the say. And if we're going to do any significant change here, I think having the right person in power is the first place to start.
Did you find out who's nominated or anything?
All of the councillors, the current councillors, can run. They'll be announcing themselves in a week or so, whether or not they're running.
Maybe something will be at this fancy ball.
Exactly. I just thought I should let you all know because I'm sure we want to do more at the ball than just dance.
Yeah.
How does one become a counsellor?
Good question. Did I find that out?
From the research that you've done, you know that 49 councillors serve the city and execute their wishes, ostensibly. Each is drawn from a district of the city and elected on a yearly basis on the new moon day of Narin. Elections are held in the respective districts with locals voting for their rep by means of placing dyed glass beads on a set of scales. Of these councillors, 12 are appointed to placements managing aspects of the city rule like trade, welfare, defence, finance, health, etc. The councillors meet on most days to discuss, vote on matters of city and beseech the governor on courses of action. Every 5 years, on the first day of Tulim, the election is held for governor. Candidates must have previously served as councillor and announce their intention to run for election to their constituents, the governor and other councillors in writing and verbally. Verbally, they must walk the streets at dawn every day for a week, bearing a dagger and a feather, bellowing their intentions to the people and waking them. This is a tradition done to ensure that the people know they're voting for someone who's not afraid to deliver them bad news. Traditionally, the people come out 6 days in a row to tell them to shut up and leave them to be. The candidate has to stand and remain through everything they throw at them. Verbally, not physically, and then show up for the 7th day, proving that they're dedicated to the position. This is held a month before the election.
Okay, so that one's happened.
Yes.
Okay, so that we do you couldn't necessarily know by name, but the people who are running for governor have already been selected.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I relate all of this information that I read at the library.
How do they get nominated?
That anyone can choose to run.
Yeah, any of the 49 councillors can choose to run. They nominate themselves.
How do they choose the councillors?
So they're elected by the city,
okay.
by each district.
Oh, okay.
So that's the glass beads.
How legit are these?
Yeah. Who gets to vote?
I'd say your research wouldn't have turned that up.
Yeah, we won't know that.
No.
Do we get
to vote?
We don't know.
How rigged are these elections?
That's true.
And the current governor has been the governor for a long time, hasn't he?
Yes, so Beret Zar, elderly gnome, at least 100 years old, 3 consecutive terms of power.
He's out of touch.
Politically, he's known for getting results, but these tend to be because of the results of what the higher tiers want, and favours are pulled by said tier residents in exchange, cementing his position of power. So it's like a vicious cycle. He keeps the wealthy in power. They do things for him. He does things for them.
I play fancy to not.
Smash.
He's a Tory.
So just real life then. Real life politics.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Vanden explains through all of this to you and tries to explain it in a way that makes sense to anyone who doesn't understand government systems.
Yeah.
And as he explains it, he gets quite angry.
Yeah.
Explaining how Berzara stayed in power. Quite angry and frustrated. And then just stops and takes a hot second and a deep breath.
Yeah. You know as well there is a regal family, but they ostensibly don't really have any power.
Except that everything gets done for them whatever they want.
Exactly.
And they explain this too.
Yeah.
Regal family Morano.
Yes.
God. Well, things aren't really that different when you go to another continent, are they?
No. Nowhere. However, this is an opportunity for change in a city that desperately needs it. If this same person has been governor for 15 years, that's the reason it's in the state that it's in.
Think we could convince him to change his mind?
Not him. I think perhaps we can
Try and get someone else in.
try and get somebody else in charge. Exactly. But anyway, that's just things that I intend on doing at the ball. I'd like to know how the lower tiers feel about the way their city's run.
Yeah.
Is the point that I was trying to make. Sorry.
Yeah, well, if we're going out there to give them some food, I'm sure they'll be willing to talk to us a bit. We could also look into these murders at the same time.
Yes, I don't think I'm a particularly good face for giving food to the poor, so I would rather investigate the matters.
I don't see why not.
There's
All
a
you
lot.
have to do is give food to the poor.
I would rather investigate the murders. I think it's a better use of my skill set.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be happy to help with that, with either, but
There was that
Can't
person
do
who
everything.
survived. We should try and locate them. I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yes.
everybody's heard of it. It wouldn't be that hard to track them down.
yeah. Well, yeah, if we hand some food out to people, we can ask them if anyone knows where they live or where they've been sent if they're injured.
If you're gonna question people, be nice. Okay, Cassian?
Yes, I'm perfectly capable of talking to people, Boblem.
He's thirsting you for a minute.
You
Okay.
do know that I can be perfectly polite when I want to, yes?
That's why he didn't speak at old Maggie's house.
Exactly.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But if he's gonna be questioning people, he's gonna have to speak. So there's the...
I'm sure he'll be able to handle it.
Hey, Cassian knows how to get information out of people. Right.
Exactly. He's perfectly capable of being nice when he wants to. He just doesn't want to that.
Now you're getting on.
Shall we then? Shall we head down there?
Yeah,
We can purchase more food on the way.
yeah, let's buy some food.
Just a thought. I'm losing track of what day it is, but was it today that Carlin was meant to be coming back?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
We'll stay out of that side of the city. I don't think we need to be there
I
anyway.
thought so as well, but just something to think about.
Anything you can do to disguise yourself a bit, just in case he sees us wandering around? I mean, you'd stand out to him immediately.
Curry hair.
Yeah. Do you want my headscarf?
You wanna borrow my hat?
No, I'll be fine. Look, we
You
just
sure?
keep our eyes open.
Sure.
I don't think he's going to do anything to me in the middle of the street. And if he does, I have my sword.
And his sword.
And his sword, yeah. Do you want me to look at that, by the way?
Could you?
Nothing
Whatever.
vicious.
I will go and fetch that before we go out then and have at least take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
That's identified.
mighty two-handed sword. It's made of black steel. The edges look like rusted and clipped, and you see there are engravings running up the rivulet of the blade. Mechanically, +1. Great sword.
Anything else?
Nothing you identify, no?
Okay. So yeah, after casting the spell, I would hand it back to him and just say, "I'll give you a good boost. Nothing like, no extra effects like Cassian's thing, but it's very powerful, as far as I can tell anyway."
I'm going to kill him with it.
Good.
Good.
Poetic.
Maybe don't carry it today. In the
No, I
first
don't
year.
plan on it.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Big boy. It's like a Zweihander.
Nice. So now. Well, we can leave it locked up here somewhere until.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll go and mount it back on my wall. We should head down then. We're supposed to be meeting the Zauviirs to
Yeah.
shop this afternoon. So let's get this done.
How much would you like to spend on food? For reference, a feast is 2 gold.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I will drop my entire 12 gold that I have remaining.
I was gonna
That
drop
is
money
nice.
as well, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can drop 10 gold.
Okay.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's
You don't have to drop all your money.
11 feasts worth of food.
11 feasts. Okay, so each will feed comfortably like 5 people. So you've bought food for 50 to maybe 70 people. Okay, and you could go back later and get more. Okay.
I will say that the entire way we're walking down, Cassian just sort of lingers at the back of the group with Sariel and makes sure that all is well.
She's not looking hot.
No,
She's not looking so great.
but he's just there.
Ominous friendship.
Ominous friendship.
You get down to the. Are you going to the second or the first tier or?
Where was the survivor? Did we know sort of what tier they were at?
First.
I think it was
first, yeah.
Then we go to the first one if we want to do to both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think first year needed it most as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you go down and you see large numbers of people who just seem to be given up. Like outside buildings and businesses which look closed up, and people just waiting on the streets. People don't even have their hands up anymore. A lot of children who just seem to just be by themselves, mostly dirty, in fairly raggedy clothing, do look up at the six of you. Most people stare you down as you walk through, as you attract quite a sight. And
Are we like setting up in one place, or are we just going out handing stuff out to people?
I think we should just walk through.
Yeah, I imagine we have like all the food in the carts, so we'll be allowed to carry, and then we're just handing out.
So Boblem's driving it.
And then just announcing, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like, if anybody would like some food.
at first it's just met with silence, and then one person stands up, like a fairly like raggedy looking young woman who's looks like she's been hard on times, and sort of looks to the people she's with and then looks to you and looks over and sees that, oh, there is actually food inside the car, and from the look of it on her face, she probably thought this was like some sick joke, and sort of tentatively like walks up to you, and
This will pick up. Are they in bundles or something? I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll pick up a bundle and just offer it to her.
It don't cost anything. It's on us.
Yeah. Spread the word. We're gonna try and feed as many as we can.
without saying anything, takes it and opens it up. Just looking more befuddled than anything, and sort of goes back to sit about 10 feet away and mutters something to the rest of the people, probably about 15-20 people on the road around you, and a couple more stand up. And what's all this then?
Food. For you.
In case you were hungry.
I was hungry.
Help yourself.
You shouldn't have to go hungry if there's food around.
It's kind of you. It's kind of you. It's kind of you.
Of course.
Take something and
Would you make sure this gets to the children as well?
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
In fact, Elyse is going to make a point of going over to some of the children with a couple of bundles and making sure, like, handing it to them and making sure that they get some.
Vanden's gonna stand up right up on the edge of the cart. And be like, come on, who's hungry?
Me!
Come over!
Hey! Yeah, about probably 10 or 12 children, maybe 3 or 4 adults, poke out from like little like hiding holes like around alleys, and a couple of people sort of shrug some things off and, yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah!
Here, take what you need, spread the word. And start handing them out to people.
They take it and it goes down well, and what was initially confusion becomes not unbridled joy, but you see happiness and people smile and yeah, alright. Once someone's eating, you got anything to drink?
Water skins, I'm sure we got water skins.
You've got your boss. Flask.
Yeah, got water. And take out the alchemy jug.
Okay, sure, thanks. And takes it and like has a sip and then like shares it and passes it along.
Drink as much as you want. We've got a lot in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a very big jug.
I promise it's more than meets the eye, like you.
Very suspiciously.
And I just say water to the jug.
That goes down very well. And in the space of about 10 minutes, you have a small crowd forming, and you dish out all the food that you have. People are happy. People do break the bread and share it along and pass along fruits, and I don't like that. Here, I'll swap you for this or that. And it goes down well. After about 5 minutes, you see a few people just sort of like pushing through, dressed differently. You see the armour and arms of the Shadebourne City Guard, not pushing through aggressively, just like, what's going on? And see a crowd forming, come through to you. You see 2 dwarves. Oh. What's all this?
Just handing out food.
People seem hungry.
Huh. Glad someone's doing something. What's your names?
I'm Boblem.
I'm Vanden Astra.
good to know.
We're staying up on the 4th tier.
Yeah, I haven't
Or is it the 3rd?
seen you around.
4th.
So,
Got here recently.
you're doing a good job, but be mindful, don't give out too much too quickly if you're going to do that. Not saying it'll lead to trouble, but just pace it out. Right? It's good, this is. And they both just look very, very confused as to like who you are and how this has come about. But yeah, not aggressive, just sort of saw a big crowd around the car. And then step back and like mind to their business. Well, one of the younger children comes up and like offers them some food, and they're like, no, that's for you, that's for you. And they just sort of sit like on like an upturned cart, just sort of watching over everything. And when the food runs out and people are still hanging around, they get up and they do begin to like disperse people.
I will say that through this whole thing, Cassian is probably just off to one side, not away from the group, but just not participating, watching this happen and just kind of lost in thought.
Yeah. Okay.
As we sort of do so, Vanden will idle conversation with the people around, just asking questions about how they feel about the city, how long it's been like this, just sort of gathering a bit more information.
General response is pretty despondent. For most people, it's as long as they can remember, really. It seems that even before Berejar was in power, like the tiers have been like this. It's just a particularly hard time. There's a sort of, with bellies full and mouths watered, there's a slight sense of like, but things might get better, you know, after the election. But a lot of people are like,
and ask who they might want to see in power to make a change.
Yeah. It takes you a while because it doesn't seem like many people down here are very connected with politics, or the politics isn't very connected with them. So some of the people running, you hear the name Yule Lothenweir.
As someone they'd like to see in power.
Not particularly. It doesn't seem like they're overly keen about anyone. They don't really know too much about them. Haitius Valentinian.
Okay, interesting.
And Harmir Benkel. You know there are more candidates, but those are the only three that sort of crop up, and like, it doesn't seem to be an overly positive or overly negative reaction. It's just like, yeah, they're running for councillor, but why should I care? Like, that's not going to affect me at all, is it? Like, nothing's going to change.
It's been a good start.
Yeah. Just wondering if those guards might know where that person's being kept.
Might be worth asking.
Was attacked.
I was also thinking, people ask who we are and such. Perhaps some way, should anyone need to locate us? Boblem, you were going to paint something on the ship. Pennant.
Yeah, sunflower.
You could do it on the barracks.
Oh yeah, then they know how to find us. We could just say, look for the barracks with the sunflower.
You can paint a sun on it. There's not much sun in this city.
Yeah.
That's true. I like that. Barracks with the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Guarantee there isn't one of those around already.
Yeah, I can do that.
We should do this again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can rustle up more money, so...
Yeah. We still have some we haven't divvied out, so...
People's ears do prick up at the hearing you say you're going to come do this again.
Cool.
Yeah, at this point, when crowd is dispersed, Cassian will just wander back over to the car.
I guess if the guard's still around at all?
Nearby, yeah.
I'll just say, I'm gonna go ask them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Approach them and greet them in Dwarven, but then speak in Common.
Okay, you see them, they sort of perk up a little bit. It's both of them, like, just coming up to 5 foot, armed and in sort of, but wearing like a spear and a shield on their back, but not carrying it out openly and brazenly, with sort of Dwarven scale mail and these short Dwarven half helms, both bearded, Both fairly pale, but you can tell that one is male, one's female.
So like I said, greet them in Dwarven and then say in common. We were just saying we'd like to come back and do this again, but that we also heard that there was a person who was attacked recently who's recovering, and we figured maybe we should go and give something to them as well, if they can't come out and get food for themselves.
The female dwarf who introduced themselves as Elrose. Most recent attack.
Yeah.
It's plaguing the area around here. I don't know how much longer the citizens can.
We've heard 50 deaths in 2 months.
Yeah, which is
That's about
insane.
right, maybe.
Some sort of bestial creature?
Something. I don't know. I've not seen it. But your person. I don't know where they're staying. But the attack. It was at the Clipped Wing Tavern. It's not far from here, and straight down the main road. Cut towards the gate and go left. Maybe you find them there, but I can't. If it was me, I wouldn't go back to that place.
Were they someone who worked there or a patron?
Honestly, I don't know, but they'll have the answers there, I'm sure.
Do these attacks happen always in the same area or kind of all around the tier?
We've seen them in the first and second tiers mostly.
Or specific areas within the tiers?
No, they can spread out.
No pattern to it? The same kind of people getting attacked?
Same kind of people, same kind of people live on these tiers, so I suppose so.
So no pattern in ages, races, status?
Far above my pay grade, I'm afraid. I don't know, I'm not tied to the investigations.
Daytime, nighttime?
Nighttime. Always night. That's why you see these places boarded up at night.
Who is investigating?
Yeah.
If you go to the guards' offices on the 3rd tier at some point, ask around there.
Thank you.
I'll be one of the superior officers.
We should get onto the Clipped Wing then.
Yes.
We can locate them and take them some food.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
It's alright. Thanks for what you've done today. Makes our jobs easier.
Least we could do.
Yeah. Makes their lives easier too.
Let's head on to the Clipped Wing.
Yeah. With our cart.
Okay. Takes you a little bit of time, trundle along down the road, seeing more of this sort of squalor, dejection. Eventually get outside. You see the Clipped Wing Tavern. It looks pretty plain, pretty bare. You don't hear any music or noise from inside.
Just head on in, I guess.
Yeah. It's quiet. You notice that where most of the exterior is like faded and kind of damaged, the door looks brand spanking new.
Are there any sort of other signs of recent attack on the outside?
On the outside, no. Besides the brand new door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where was the place where me and Boblem saw a body being dragged out? It was a different place.
That was fairly far away.
Right.
That was fairly far. That was closer to the charnel house.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine the city is essentially on the first tier, is like a C, like that.
Yeah.
Where the charnel house is there, and you're basically on the other side of the city now, like a 3 hour walk away.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Does it look like it's open, or is it like closed because of the attack?
The door is open. And you do see one person, sort of like maybe like 60-year-old human man, sort of like looks up and looks a bit surprised as you come in. As you're looking out for other things, you notice that the floor looks to be scrubbed raw, like a section of like a layer or two of the wood surface has been almost like sanded off, and beyond that you can see it is just stained. Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning. Can I get you something?
Sure. I'll get a drink. Me too.
Thanks. You do see 2 other people in a corner, but this looks like a very empty tavern.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm gonna lean right over the bar and be like, talk fairly quiet, don't want to alarm the other 2 people in here. Just,
They're fairly far away.
Yeah.
Like,
I might as well get straight to it. We've come here with questions about the recent attack.
I figured as much. You look like adventurers. Sticking your noses in?
We'd like to get to the bottom of this sort of thing.
We just want to help. We want to help.
Stop people from getting hurt.
So if there's anything you can tell us at all.
I don't recognise you. You weren't here that night. No.
We haven't been here long.
The guards pointed us in this direction. We were just asking how we could help.
Well, take a seat. I'll join you in a minute.
Sure.
And, it's not like we're busy. Comes over with a few jugs of drinks. Sits him down. Looks pretty weary, like just bags under his eyes. My name's Jean Yi. I'm the owner. I'm the proprietor. The night before last, he was in here already. He I didn't get a good look at him before.
The attacker or the victim?
The attacker.
Okay.
You saw the attacker?
I suppose. I mean, we were busy before that. I've already told the guards all this.
Well, we're not the guards, so
And
Okay.
we're more likely to get something done.
yeah.
Mm.
No paperwork.
You're not expecting gold for this, are you?
Not at all.
No.
You just want people to stop dying.
Common sentiment. I mean, we were busy. 30 people, maybe? And so he was one other person. Came in, cloak, hood.
A person?
We'd heard it was some sort of creature.
Yeah.
He was at first. He sat down in the corner. I gave him wine. He did something weird with it. He drank it funny.
How so?
I can't remember. My memory leading up to it is foggy. I wasn't paying attention.
Fair enough.
He sat in the corner. He stood up. He went to leave. I didn't think anything of it, but he locked the door. And that's when he turned.
Turned.
He grew. His back ripped and his face, it was long and hairy. Had his ears, his claws.
We've seen something like that before.
We have.
What kind of animal did it look like?
Like a wolf, dog, something like that.
But
And you went to work, and you see him looking past you at the area near the door, where the floor is just scrubbed raw.
You saw this whole thing?
I could not. I was behind the bar. The first two, the two who were closest to the door, near him, they didn't stand a chance. He tore their throats out in a second. There was nothing that could be done for them. But he went for a few others, and that's when the woman stepped in. She pulled out a weapon, like a spear or a javelin or something, and she went toe to toe with that thing. It stood a good foot above her.
Impressive.
But she put that spear right through its leg. Kicked it bodily through the door. I think it tried to come back, but I couldn't see well. People were screaming.
Who's the woman? Yeah.
I didn't get her name. She, had Orcish and Elvish features. She, from up north, I think. She was drinking with some of her friends down here. I didn't get her name.
What she look like?
Tall, strong, sort of blue-grey skin, white hair. Fighter or a sellsword of some sort. I couldn't be sure. She wasn't wearing armour, but
Was she like one of the mercenaries around here or something? Or?
I'd assume so. I'd assume. But,
do you know where we might find her?
no one's seen of her. Someone came asking after her earlier today as well.
Who are they?
Some young lad. 12, 13, just courier, messenger boy of some sort. She took a heavy blow, but she was still standing. It tried to come back through the door, but she stood her ground and kicked it right in its leg where the spear had gone through.
Nice.
But it howled and backed off it. Began running out the night. She turned, she helped a few people. It was chaos, it was manic.
We heard there was someone who survived the attack. Would they have been referring to her or someone else who was...
I imagine that's her.
Okay.
I imagine that's probably her. A lot of people have been talking about her today.
You said the night before last.
Yes.
We were down here on that night.
You didn't see anything, did you?
No, we were preoccupied.
Astra? Did you see something?
I think maybe on the roof.
What did it look like?
Oh, you described the hood.
So it was escaping over the roofs?
Mm-hmm.
Where was it going?
Out the city, as far as I could tell.
Out of the main gates?
It was heading towards this, I don't know.
Right.
It was heading in that direction.
It would have been going east. So that would have been generally in the direction of this place.
Oh, okay.
And you saw them clearing roofs in jumps.
Okay, so they were
Definitely
injured
not
at that
them.
point.
Yeah.
I will say that.
So this thing can shift at will. It wasn't a full moon 2 nights ago.
No. And if it can do it that often, it's not like the artifact we know of.
Sorry, did you get a good look at the attacker before it changed?
There were so many people in here, I had no reason to look at anyone. Plenty of people come in with hoods up.
Well, I mean,
The only thing that stands out was the
wine.
drink.
Drinking in an unnerving way is an interesting tell.
It was something he did to the wine, but
Did he add something to it or...?
yeah, but or drank it in a funny way. It'll come back to me.
Sure.
Of course.
Take your time.
You must be shaken, so...
It's, what I know is he was here for a long time. He was here when it was quiet.
You waited for it to fill up.
He waited for it to get busy.
Someone likes blood.
So it just seems like indiscriminate killing, not a particular target or group of targets or anything, just...
I can say but I assume so. He locked the door. She kicked him right through it.
Good for her.
It's a nice new door you have.
The killer didn't intend on leaving anyone alive.
No.
If the attacks before are anything to go by, dozens of people each time, I've Saloon to thank that by her grace our lives were spared.
Have these attacks always been in taverns?
There was one in the square, a couple in the tavern, often where there's a lot of people.
Thank you for your time. I'm sure this isn't easy to speak about.
No, I can't say it is.
Perhaps we should go talk to the guards. Maybe they know where this mystery hero is.
Yeah. Did he say a name, sorry, for the woman?
No.
No. Okay.
He was talking about Saloon setting the
right.
godlike grace and that. She was here for a little bit, clearing up. Everything was manic. The guards arrived as quickly as they could, but it was over in a few seconds. My friends dragged her out. She wasn't in a good way, but she was up and kicking.
Sounds strong.
Thank you for all your help.
I didn't do nothing.
You gave us information that might help a lot more.
Yeah.
Drag him down here if you find him.
How much would it be to replace your floorboards?
20 gold, maybe.
Have it.
Just He puts his head between his hands and just you see his shoulders just shaking. Thank you.
Just trying to go from the counter.
How much is your nicest bottle of wine?
5 gold.
I'll take one.
I'm sure this isn't.
I'm worried now if it's really that nice, but stands up and the other 2 people are looking over at this point, just like, and goes back and goes into a back room, comes out with one that's dusty. And there you go.
Thank you.
Clean the establishment up and sell it as some sort of heroic events tavern.
That depends on how things go. We can wash away the blood, but the memory will still remain, I think. But thank you. You've done a kindness.
It's alright, it'll reach a point where people are excited by the story. Grim tales, you know?
I suppose so. I suppose that depends on how it ends.
If you need anything from us, or you have any more information, you remember anything, you can send word up to the 4th tier. We have a barracks there.
The door with the sun.
Yeah.
It'll be the only one.
I'll remember that. Shadebourne could do with some sun right now. Thank you. Truly. I should attend to my customers.
Yeah. Before he goes, Sariel just inclines her head. May her grace light your darkest days.
And all your paths. Stands up and goes and begins sort of like shuffling behind the bar and cleaning glasses that are definitely already clean and
Turn to you guys while we're still sat there. I've actually just had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling, with all of our best intentions for handing out food frequently here, we will often find ourselves pulled elsewhere. We seem to be particularly busy a lot of the time. Perhaps, we can help his business out and bring the food here as something for him to hand out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It'll get customers in, it'll feed people in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we have couriers send it down here if we're dealing with other things or something?
I'm sure we could.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's good to keep the business flowing.
That's a very good idea.
Also, when this makes a lot of sense because back when we were down in the Weeping Eye base, remember I transformed using the amulet, and they screamed something like "It's here, it's here."
Even the soldiers of the Weeping Eye
Recognised that they clearly thought I was this killer when I transformed. I say very quietly. Very quietly.
yeah, you're far enough away from the other people. They're literally on the other side of the bar, so they wouldn't be able to hear.
Right, well, to the guards.
to the guards.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly go up and make my suggestion to the barkeep.
Seems pretty receptive to it. And he's sort of like in a little bit of disbelief as well. Like all this generosity is... It's not a selfish place down here, but people need to look out for each other and don't really have the means or resources to just be dishing stuff out like this. It's probably been a long time since anything like that's happened, so disbelieves it and questions the logistics of it for a while, but then is like, hi, okay.
Have a hushed and sort of conversation. I know how to do this stuff. I've done a lot of this before, but...
Hi, this can be save you from being dragged around from pillar to post. I'm happy to dish it out. We won't charge anyone. Just somewhere where they can have a roof and some food.
And I'm sure they'll want to drink too.
Aye, and hopefully the good new memories will wash away some of the old ones.
Exactly. Bring you some light in the dark times. I'm gonna tap one of the unlit lanterns and just...
Face like...
And then turn around and head out the door with the others.
drops a little bit. Okay.
Kind of walks out smiling slightly.
You okay with that then?
Sounds good.
Cool.
Let's go speak to the guards.
2, 3!
You get up, you're allowed in, and into the general building itself.
Yeah, we live beyond here.
Yeah, you're allowed into like the headquarters of the guard, and it takes a little while because bureaucracy. About an hour and a half before you're shown to any officials, and sort of one comes out. This is a drow woman, probably like late 30s, who says, "I'm Lieutenant Brolier. I'm told you're here asking about the investigation.
That's right.
Do you want to come in? If you have information, please."
Yes.
And you're brought into a small office. It's pretty cramped. It's like one desk with one spare chair, and just stacks and stacks of papers and racks of equipment. It seems like more of like a supply cupboard, pretty much, that we're running this investigation from. Looks pretty stressed. Sort of like grey hair, just like tied up. Yeah, tight bun and like pieces of armor, but mostly sort of like a tunic and tabard over it. And if you have anything, I'm happily taking what you have.
We went to speak with the owner of the Clipped Wing, the tavern that was attacked the other night.
The most recent attack, yes.
Yes, I believe we have much of the same information that you do. However, our friends did potentially see the killer.
Travelling on the rooftops.
Leaping one to the other. No struggle.
What?
Seemed to have been after the attack as well.
Before.
Oh, sorry.
Takes down the details in meticulous detail of like where exactly you saw it and when you saw it, and
I don't say where exactly.
Yeah.
I move it like slightly away from the
okay, sure.
from the charnel house.
Okay. Yeah, someone seems to buy it. Just taking any and all information you have and notes it down. And okay, I mean that lines up. That at least we can pinpoint the direction they came from.
I feel like you're stretched thin here.
Yes.
Well, we would like to help with this.
This has helped massively. We can
help further.
We would like to track this creature down and bring it to justice, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate the help. One thing that's raised, clearly, as you mentioned, he can shift at will. He's leaping across the rooftops, then
Human in the tavern the next minute.
and then the creature again.
Yeah.
I confess it's not an area of expertise, but
No, it's not any kind of lycanthropy because it's not a full moon all the time.
Some sort of shifting creature, though.
Well, the innkeeper mentioned maybe said to you that they remember he drank the wine funny
We did something.
or did something to it, so it could be some sort of concoction.
Yeah.
perhaps. The thing about lycanthropy, I think it's an old belief, a story spread that they can only turn at the moon. I fear they are forced to turn at the moon, but they have the opportunity to change outside of that, which is what is so scary. That it adds up. The full moon of Purma, 12 people killed on the first tier. The full moon Ciala, 23. But then Ciala the 20th, another tavern, 13 people. Wasn't the full moon then. The other night wasn't the full moon.
Do you have a map where it shows where the attacks have taken place?
No, but that's something I can put together. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I can gather information.
The tavern keeper also mentioned this woman who helped fight it off. I suppose you know where we might find her. We can ask her some questions too.
Some sort of orcish, elvish warrior.
I've got some ideas. Apparently there have been people sniffing around the tavern as well. So I've heard, which concerns me. If this thing was left alive and now has a vendetta, I'm not sure I'd want to give out. Well, regardless, I don't know who she is, but there are a number of half-elf and half-orcish mercenaries up on maybe on the 4th tier. I think they go by the name Ursa Volantis.
Perfect.
Yes, the innkeeper did say she was with friends.
I would like to get her account, but
in any case, we're extending our own help. We will see this case closed.
that's appreciated.
We're staying up on the 4th tier as well.
The barracks with the sun on the door.
Well, it's not there yet.
It will be later today.
It'll be.
That's very nice. Huh? I'll gather what you've given me, and I can produce a map. I'll have a copy delivered to your barracks.
Thank you.
Anything more you find, don't hesitate to bring me.
We'll let you know.
Thank you. If I'm not here, just leave it with one of the second lieutenants. They'll deal with it. They don't have anything else to do.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. He stands up and gives you all a nod.
Alright. We should get back.
Yes, I guess we can look into this Ursa Volantis thing later. Is it nearly time to go meet the Zauviirs?
We've got a while, but
We should probably get that sun going.
Yeah.
You keep telling people about it, so they'll be confused if it's not there.
Yeah, it's like midday by this point.
Oh, you're gonna head back up then?
Yeah.
Cool.
One question: when we bought the materials for the ship to like change the sails, do we also buy paints?
I'm sure we have enough paint.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've got my tiny paints. Tiny sun.
If not, I'm sure we can chuck a gold or two on the way to somewhere and bring some paint.
Yeah,
So
that's easy enough. That's easy enough. No problem.
so we'll head up back to our barracks.
Just before we get back, I'm just gonna like peel off real quick and go to the couriers again and write another letter. This time, Governor in Shadebourne? Question mark. Thoughts? Question mark.
It's a different courier, and sort of takes it, but does see the sigil that you put on, and spends about a good 30 seconds just looking at it, and looking at you, and looking at it, and looking at you, and then very well. Good day. Okay.
We will head back to the barracks and let Boblem paint a sun on the front door.
Rolls up his sleeves. Starts painting.
Is there anything we can do, Boblem?
I paint too, so does Astra.
If any of y'all would like to help me,
Yeah?
it can be a group project.
I have never painted anything in my life.
Really?
No.
They're pretty big doors. You could make it
Did
pretty big.
Jocelyn never paint with you?
No, I know that we spent a fair amount of time together, but not as much as you're thinking.
Well, now's the time to learn. Get a paintbrush, we can all do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a huge mess of this.
Why not?
Fine. Roll up my sleeves.
Yeah. It comes out beautifully.
Yeah, it does.
Just gonna have to roll for it.
Maybe there's like gold around the like rays.
Yeah, Elyse is going to add like little intricate kind of diamond-shaped patterns all around the outer edge.
Okay.
You turn to Elyse and be like, see, we really are a group now. We have our own sigil and everything.
I guess.
Yeah. Did you paint it as a sun or a sunflower?
Sun.
A sun. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We're all really good at this.
I'm gonna do like little henna designs around the doorknobs.
Okay.
Thank you, Sariel.
Who's going to help? Quietly.
Not really saying anything to anyone.
Elyse, go ahead.
Just as they finish up, Elyse is just going to stand back and look at it and kind of like rub her palm a little bit. Hold it to her.
Okay.
We've got this ball coming up.
Oh yeah.
Sure do.
Oh boy.
I can feel some very different responses to the fact we're going.
Half of me is like, oh my god, getting to have fun off the backs of rich people's money, and the other half is like, this place is disgusting, and I don't want anything to do with them. But
It's a good place to start making changes.
it is, yeah.
I'm not saying we go there completely with ulterior motives, but we should be allowed to have some fun sometimes.
Yeah, I think we deserve it.
But I also know that last time we visited the Zauviirs, some of you were not too happy with it. Let's not treat this as a wretched thing, and more an opportunity to learn more about this city which so desperately needs our help.
Yeah, you're right.
Just don't understand why they wouldn't do anything to help if they can.
Everyone's like you, Boblem.
You guys help. What you did in the tavern was a lovely thing, Cassian.
It's a business, he needs new floors.
Yeah. I couldn't help but notice, Elyse, when we were dancing last night, that, you know, you've got the spirit, but you haven't necessarily got all the steps.
Well, I don't know how to formal dance. Why would I?
No, I'm not accusing, I'm just saying that we are going to a formal ball,
So we should be able to formal dance.
and I don't imagine a lot of you can.
What's formal dance? Like, what's the difference between that and what we did in the tavern the other day?
It's
Money.
very
I
different.
think a lot.
It's the structure and the elegance of the step.
I imagine our invitations may even have a list of the dances that are like set pieces through the night, as is
Yeah.
fairly common on ball invitations. And I will fetch one of our invitations and read off the names of like the probably 5 or so formal dances that will happen through the night.
So much effort to go to. Why not just get drunk and thrash around? So much more fun.
Because there's no decorum in it.
You're right, Sariel.
You can't listen to all the whispers if you're drunk and thrashing around.
Might be able to, if you're very good at it.
Well, I did say when we were first invited, I don't really enjoy these things, but I thought I might as well put my years of education in this stuff to good use and perhaps try and teach some of you a few of the steps.
I'd like to learn.
Good.
What do you mean the steps? Is it just not, you know?
It's not all about the arms.
Isn't... Well,
But isn't everything?
why would you move your arms? They're free.
Your arms stay with your partner.
What are they gonna do with them?
Maybe you should show him.
Yes. Okay. Inside in the courtyard now. This is going to be a little bit awkward without music. Do you think you could play something, Astra?
Sure. Play one of my jigs.
Slower.
Oh. A slower jig.
Right. Well, I can't demonstrate on my own.
Nice.
Fine, Cassian. I'm sure you understand some of these.
Yes, I have had some experience.
Come on then.
Right, I'll lead.
Excuse me?
I'll lead.
No.
Okay. He smiles at you knowingly as he slowly reaches a hand towards your shoulder.
Smack it away.
I'll lead.
Fine.
He takes you by the waist. Finally!
Revenge.
Revenge!
And goes quite pink. Right. Anyway, and start instructing as I slowly lead Cassian through the dances. The others.
Make a performance check, both of you.
Oh god.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. That is 15.
22.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You get the beat, you hit the steps on the right point. Everyone else is able to sort of keep time with Astra's music and they follow on and like see where you're making the steps in rhythm and sort of follow the pattern round.
And then I will swap partners after a while. Take Elyse's hands, lead you through those steps,
Yeah.
and then in turn everybody else. And then Astra, we are going to need to teach you, and I'm not quite sure how to.
I'm watching.
Are you getting it?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at just observing and going from that.
Well, good. I think you're getting it.
You hear a at the door to the gate.
Do you think he's mad that we painted them? Well, he can deal with it.
To the gate and answer.
You open and you see the figures of Irea and Ezio. You see Irea in a sort of travelling dress like a wide brimmed but low slung hat, sort of covering her face, hair tied up, and Ezio behind in the gear there, hand number 4, nods to you all and
Good day.
gives Astra a little wink.
Here you are, like sleeves rolled up, covered in paint.
Hello.
Covered in dust from dancing in the courtyard.
Irea, just a little waving. I see you're settling in quite well. Mind if we come in?
Of course.
Comes in, the carriage behind and sort of pulls in and stands at the side and... Please, don't let me interrupt. I heard some lovely music.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead. Okay. Gotta carry on playing.
She just sort of just puts her hand behind her back and just watches. And if anyone continues dancing, watches as well.
I will bow to Boblem and offer him a dance.
Oh, what do? And he just like offers his hands.
The one with the 3-step Boblem, come on.
Just make sure you're getting it right.
Yeah, you lead Boblem on a classic 3-step.
If his feet get a little bit gangly, I just kind of like gently scoot him back into place with my own feet.
I will then offer my hand to Sariel.
She reluctantly takes your hand. Yeah. And it's as if it's not unfamiliar to her.
And then I'll dance with Sariel as well.
Irea, you see Irea pass off her hat and pass it to Ezio and steps forward and... Mind if I join?
Of course.
Takes up as well, and Astra playing this slow waltz and keeping time with the beat. The 3 of you in couples doing this like slow circle around each other as the waltz sort of takes you round and round and round. It's like a small courtyard area. It finishes. You hear a...
Thank you, Ezio.
Astra can dance with Ezio.
The music!
You imagine the music.
Thank you, Aurora.
Thank you.
She smiles and steps back, and a genuine smile that spreads across her face. And you're all doing very well. I'm here to take you. We're to purchase some finery for you.
Yes.
We've been looking forward to it.
We have some tailors and merchants, and we've requested their schedules be cleared.
Oh.
How extravagant.
All that trouble for us?
It's nothing, please.
Oh, thank you.
It's very appreciated.
Saving the life of our idiot is most appreciated. Do you have anything you wish to do before we set out?
I'm just going to clean myself up slightly. I'm not going up there looking like this.
Yes, I think that's wise for all of us.
Of course, take your time.
Will my bird be allowed in the shops?
Puts up a finger to it and like goes to stroke its breast. Does it do anything?
I'll be like, be nice, under my breath, in full gun.
As long as it's not noisy and doesn't shit anyway.
I don't think she even needs to shit. Offers no other explanation.
Then I don't see why not. I don't know if you'll be able to bring her into the ball, but...
That's a shame.
What?
Are there any regulations on things that can and can't be brought in? To the...
Looks over all of you and does like see your staffs and well, some people their canes and walking sticks. I'm not sure. People are aware of magic and will know the purpose of those. I believe they may not be too comfortable seeing them around.
Sariel bristles. Elyse, same.
We're not looking to fight.
I know, but it
Some things we just rather keep with us to be safe.
sends a message. A sword or a dagger at the hip is allowed, but is expected to remain sheathed unless a duel is brought forth.
Does that happen often?
You'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if we got to 11 without someone throwing a punch or...
Maybe I will fit in at this party after all.
But the bird, I'm not sure of. Your staff's potentially not. You can risk it, but there is a chance they may ask you to keep them somewhere.
I have a better idea. Just bring them inside. We'll store them. Just sort of usher them inside. And be like bag holding.
Okay.
Just say, yeah, we're not going to the ball now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but like, I'd rather leave it there than with people I don't know.
Yeah.
If someone wants to carry this at the ball, no one's gonna know. It's not that big.
I can carry it. I don't mind.
Mine can't go in there.
Well, yours isn't quite so obvious.
I'll think of something.
You know that because it's a focus, there are spells you can cast without it. It's just you may need the material component for something.
Yeah.
But we can look over your spells later.
I'm just outside chatting with Ezio.
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah.
Rose for life.
He's good. Seems happy to see you.
Oh. We had good chats on the...
I will, go and spruce myself up until I'm not covered in paint and my hair all over the place until I'm looking perfect. And then come back down.
Are you staying with us afterwards? Or will you be returning here?
I mean, that might be wise.
It's a very generous invitation.
It's not.
I seem ashamed to pass it up.
Exactly. And if
We'll
we
have
go-
to post a notice on where we can be contacted.
Oh yes.
During. But yes, I think we would be delighted to.
Of course. Our house is yours for a few days. We'll be there as well, of course. But after the ball, we shall be leaving. We'll be heading to Bronze Harbour, going home.
Yes.
But you're welcome to stay until then.
Thank you.
Guess we gather our things.
Yeah. At least we'll finally go to her room and find the money that Cassian left there.
Yep. 120 gold.
And yeah, she's left like just a bunch of stuff on the floor, so I guess she'll take that and just like chuck it in the bag of holding as well.
Yeah.
I will bring the map roll out for you,
Oh.
so you can look at it while you're at the Zauviirs.
Yeah.
And then be like, good riddance to the windowless room. Although I bring quite a few of my papers in my bag.
Oh yeah, I'll also go up to the roof and gather my stuff I left there, which is mostly bottles of alcohol, and just like take the bedding back down into the bedroom.
Bag of holding's kind of clank on the bed.
Adds yet another bottle of wine from the one I brought down in the first year.
Guess I put my sword in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Our horses, can we bring them up?
You can. We can. I'll see if we've got the tack. We can put 2 more horses on. Yeah, the stable boy jumps down and is where there's 2 existing already. He brings them forward and has the 2 of yours put behind them. So there's now 4 horses drawing this carriage.
Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Does your garden need anything?
Need to look after the garden. Immediately runs back.
You look and everything is completely sprouted and fully grown. These do not look like things that were sprouted yesterday.
What you wanna name them?
I don't know. What do you want to call them?
This one could be Timberly.
Timberly? Okay.
If you come up with any more names, let me know.
I will.
Moses looks really excited.
Why don't you do this?
I brought some stuff in from the outside to surprise Boblem.
It's lovely.
You can look after it too if you want.
She craft some flowers around the edge of
You can also name some if you want.
I'll try and think of some good names.
Yeah. Boblem fills up some empty, glass bottles with water and then just leaves them upside down, stuck into the dirt.
Nice.
Okay.
And then we'll get in the carriage, I guess.
Off we go.
Okay. You step into this plush carriage, which easily fits all of you. Velvet walls and nice seats, and there are smoked glass windows that you can see out that people can't see into. And the carriage begins trundling. There's space, but Ezio decided to sit up top with the carriage boy. Araya sits inside and makes like conversation with you all. Takes you to the 5th tier, and you step out into the finery and look, and you're in front of one of the finer merchant tailors. You are brought in and shown an array and wealth of clothing. You spend a good 4 hours moving between about 3-4 different places, and anything you express desire for, Araya just, and it is packed up and put on top of the carriage.
Hell yeah.
Time goes by, the afternoon finishes, sets, and you begin making your way off to the Zauviirs. The carriage stops outside there, and you're ushered in. Your things are brought up, and you're shown that there are some rooms, and you will be sharing, some of you, but there are 3 rooms spare, I believe it said, yeah.
So we're in pairs.
You can hear some people moving about, but no one else has sort of shut themselves at the moment. But taken into one of the sitting rooms and raise them. I'll leave you to your business. My father's around. I'm sure he'll come. Express welcomes.
Thank you, Moran. It's been a wonderful afternoon.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Ring the bell if you need anything.
We will.
That was different.
That was long.
That was fun.
That was my
exciting.
entire life. Everyone satisfied?
I mean, yeah, I'm surprised they even had what I wanted, but...
I'll have to learn how to walk in this, and then he holds up like a pair of boots.
So how are we dividing up the rooms?
I don't really mind.
Sariel, would you share with me?
Of course.
Astra?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
They're well furnished, like lived in rooms. Have plenty of amenities in them. There's a privy for each of you to use, and we're basically given like a floor on this place. In the time that passes before the ball, so you know you've got another day. So you've got a night and a day before it comes about. Is there anything specific you'd like to do?
This is very interested in looking at some of their artifacts and antiques.
They have a lot of things on display.
Yeah.
Just in sort of like nooks and crannies, where there's like a little like alcove, there'll be like a little pedestal with some remnant of something, or on top of a mantelpiece there'll be something like on display. You don't need to like go into like their bedrooms or anything. This stuff is all visible and there to see. I won't make you roll for it because you're allowed roam of the house. Like obviously you're not allowed to other people's bedrooms. But yeah, you're allowed to go in the common areas and in the rooms that you've been invited to. Just in those first few hours, you find 3/4 of an old bronze shield with a snarling face on it and runes around the outside, which sort of when you get close, like just flicker into light, but then sort of fade out. It looks like there was magic on this, but it's been so damaged that it's sort of broken up. You see a small clay urn, which one of the servants at the time is near, and is, Madam, you're welcome to look, but please, for your sake, do not touch it.
Oh, tell me more.
Here, come. And brings you over to it, and there's like a small like velvet rope just in front of it, and whoever's there is able to see, and like pulls you over, like and gets you by the shoulder so you can see into the top of it, and it looks like you're looking down through the clouds over a pyramid. You can see desert beyond it. A little bit of like red dust, just like.
Does it look like anywhere I've seen before?
No, it's like a bright red sand.
Okay.
Wow.
Just transfixed.
Are you looking as well?
No.
Okay. This is an old relic from the Torrida's Empire. Don't touch it, I implore you.
I won't, don't worry.
Okay.
I I study artifacts. I know these things. Don't worry. That's why I'm interested in looking around.
What happens if you touch it?
You
Do you get sent there?
precisely. You get sent there.
Looks nice.
And where is there?
Somewhere in Old Alfian, but I'm not sure. It's not mine, huh? It's the family's, of course.
Yeah.
You find as well, after that, basically just shows you around a couple of other things.
Yeah.
The two things that stand out: an ancient enchanted hammer, which belonged to an Ashran stonemason and has holy symbols all along it. And then you see like a ring of opal, the size of a plate. Basically, this like a twisted, carved coil of opal, carved to look like a dragon consuming its own tail. A bunch of other like smaller little things as well, like arrowheads from a famous battle or like a particularly famous jewel. But those are the four things which they're like. These are like, yeah.
Yeah, at least we'll spend a lot of time just kind of like looking at these things, drawing them, writing about them.
I'd just like to real briefly like do a circuit of the house and just glance around and see if any of the seashells that I left here are still there.
You find that one of them, which was sort of out in the open, has been moved, but is still around. And then the others that you left, it doesn't seem like they've been disturbed.
Nice.
Argosine is around and greets you all and invites you for in a few hours to a hearty dinner. Tells you that whatever you wish to do whilst you're here, he's welcome to help you with. Tells you that Imril is around somewhere, but they've been doing their own thing. Apparently they've had a project they're working on or something.
Playing their horrible music.
I would like to ask him his opinions on the elections and stuff while we're done with him.
Oh, so it seems that he's very in favour of Ewell Lothmoir.
And not Valentinian, who seems to be a close friend of his.
He's like, look, he's a friend, but do I want him in power? Maybe not, but...
Ask what their policies are. You don't have to tell me now, but like, I'm looking for information on which one we might deem the best person to be put in charge here.
Make an insight check, I will say, and this will summarise 2 hours of politicking.
You guys have to put up with Vanden politicking for 2 hours. That is a 23.
23. Seems like Valentinian would probably align with your values more.
Okay.
It's an old dwarf, one of the like an architectural family of Shadebourne, so his family responsible for building the walls, essentially. But is, I guess, more like on like the liberal scale. Has been a counsellor for a long time, like trying to help people, but he's like, Argosine is like, but like in the grand picture, what has he been achieving? He's got the right ideas, but maybe it's not the right time for it, you know?
When would be the right time?
Who knows? I'm not a man of politics myself. I just have a slight interest. But Lothmoir, he's got drive and he's got the ear of the governor for sure.
Good to know. Good to know. I assume we'll get an introduction to Valentinian. I'd be interested in speaking with him.
I'll make it my goal, of course.
Thank you.
Of course. You shouldn't spend the night without speaking to him.
Of course not, he's the host.
It would be rude.
He's a particular fellow, but
What do you mean?
he's crotchety. But his husband's lovely. Husband's lovely.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Serves you dinner later that evening. There's roasted duck and stuffed figs with walnuts and like a creamy cheese and
JD.
Didn't eat breakfast this morning, JD.
Jean dinner.
Do they have a library?
they have a small library, yes.
Do they have any particularly interesting and unusual books?
It seems like they have a collection of quite a few old books, quite a few that are in Undercommon, a language that you can't read, but you know is like the language of the Drow, and those from the Underdark.
Nothing in common.
No, that's in common.
Cool.
But like those are ones that like stand out, look cool. There's some that are written in a mixture of both, like I translated between both.
I'll take a look at a few of those with permission to touch them.
You're given sort of a reign of the library, and Artisan points out a couple. He's like, oh, this stack we acquired recently, and a friend of mine dug them up. I've not had the chance to go through them yet, and by all means look through. If you find anything interesting, then bring it to my attention. But
Thank you. I will do.
You're welcome.
I will spend probably a large portion of the free time I have there, like pouring through random books, sitting like a pretzel on various surfaces, lying on the floor like a cat in any spot of light.
Make an investigation check.
Sure. That's one investigation. That's only a 9.
Okay, flicking through a couple of things.
Oh no, how did that is a 9? That's a 12.
Okay. So probably takes you about an hour or so flicking through a couple of things, and you pick up one book that feels a bit funny. It feels a lot lighter than it should do. It's not been touched. It's not got like anything written on the cover. It's just wrapped in like old vellum. You undo the tie around it, and you see that the pages have been carved out, and there seems to be a smaller book inside, which you could like feel rattling.
Look around to make sure.
No one in there.
Take out the small book, seal the other one back up again, and like, immediately taking it out.
The only words you can make out in common are the Covenant of the Twilight.
I'm going to take that back to my room. Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to be reading things for many hours.
Okay.
At some point, I would like to ask one of the Zauviirs about Bronze Harbour, where they said they were from.
Yeah. Araya's around and sort of after dinner when you're having some drinks, like reclining with you. And of course, what would you like to know?
I heard someone I used to know said that airships travel from there.
Yes, they make their way there occasionally.
Do you know where from at all?
I assume the first port of call would be Elenithal, and then onto the Thousand Isles beyond.
Oh, any from Osbea or Arrakis?
The Thousand Isles would be a midpoint, a resting place between here and Osbea. Arrakis as well. You see them occasionally in the north, but I've not paid them much mind.
Fair enough. I don't suppose you know how often airships run that route then?
Every couple of weeks.
Okay.
And not too common.
Yeah.
It's quite a sight when you see them.
I can imagine. So yeah, at some point when she's done with talking about Bronze Harbour and looking at all the artefacts, Elyse will go back to her and Boblem's room. I don't know if he's there or not.
Yeah, he's there.
And she'll go sit on her bed and take out her arcane focus. And she looks quite stressed. She's just like turning it over in her hands, and she seems to keep trying to cast different spells on it, and nothing's happening, and she's just like...
What you doing?
I'm trying to think of a way of getting this thing into the ball, because after everything I've been through to get it, there is no way I'm leaving it somewhere where I am not. And nothing is working. I can't turn it invisible.
Well, it seemed like some of the fancy ladies around here were carrying a little bag. Could you pretend it's a little bag?
It's a clutch purse with a glowing ball of lightning inside it.
Well, that makes it special.
Yeah, maybe they'd think that was really exotic and interesting.
They seem to be all about being ostentatious.
It's true, but I don't know. I know it's also dangerous for people to see me with it, maybe. I can't go in the bag of holding. It would literally blow up. It would be very cool, but also, like, not ideal.
Can it go in a thing under your skirt? I don't know.
She's gonna just like tie both chains around her wrists and hold it like right there between her and let it float. Closes her eyes and pictures that same image of Sharavar. This huge swirling mass of storm clouds with burning gems for eyes. And the airship, and she just tries. She doesn't even know what she's trying to do. She's just like, there has to be a way.
You focus and find yourself falling into the deep sort of meditative trance, and while your eyes are closed, Bob, you see behind the lids of her eyes will glow blue, and you see a little bit of steam just begin to like come off the focus and sort of entwine around it, and then completely enrobe it. After about half an hour, it just dissipates, and you see the focus is still there, but is about 2 inches tall, maybe an inch wide. Elyse, you open your eyes and relaxation comes over your muscles, and you're holding the arcane focus, but it seems it is adapted to your need.
What spell did you cast?
Did I cast an enlargement spell on myself by accident?
Nah, you still seem pretty small to me.
I guess to you, yeah.
You try and cast a spell through it, and it works the exact same.
Oh my god, my life would have been so much easier if you could do this before!
So you didn't do this?
I think I did. I don't know how. But...
You can't do that on people, can you?
It would be really cool if I could.
He was slightly threatened.
I guess now it's a fancy necklace for the ball.
It could certainly work as a
Like takes the chain and ties it around her neck and just like... It feels weird wearing it like this.
Could certainly work. Looks nice.
Yeah. What did Elyse like feel and see when she was casting that?
I'd say probably just focusing on the need for subtlety and how this was like a wish she was expressing, and this is something she needed. Focus is a part of her, and it has to adapt to fit the circumstance.
She just looks at it, she's like, you are a weird little thing, and I love you.
Here, Rana, like,
I love you too, Rana.
it's got like a mouse in its beak and crunches down.
Good job. If it doesn't poop, why does the bird? Do fey creatures need to poop? Is my question.
It's a
No.
spirit.
It chooses to,
But
I
it can
guess.
still kill.
Yeah.
like the Crystal Gems.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Amethyst chooses to eat. She doesn't need to.
When dinner's finished, Astra's going to get up and go just back to the room that he's sharing with Cassian.
Yeah.
I'm making jewelry.
You'd have a fair bit by now, I remember.
Yep.
20 or
I'm just using up all the materials I've got.
You've probably got enough for like 8 more, I reckon, with
Okay.
everything you got. But yeah, over the course of tomorrow as well, you could do that.
Yep.
I'll keep playing my music with you when you're doing that.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you before we go to this ball.
Yes.
Because everybody seems to react to something completely different.
Right.
And I don't know why. And I don't want to...
Get to the point, Astra.
I don't know what a prince is. And everybody had different reactions to it. Which means that I've got absolutely no regard of what to do about it. Elyse laughed. Boblem thought it was fairy tale. Someone else has treated it like the sun shines out his bum. And I just don't know what that means.
Cassian has just put down what he's doing and sat there with his head in his hands.
And I know that you probably think I'm an idiot now.
Astra, I used to think you were an idiot. I don't anymore. It was a misjudgment on my part.
I think you misjudge a lot of people, including yourself, so...
Well, whatever. You're very intelligent and you're good to have in a fight. A prince! Verdant Astra. Do you know what a king is?
No.
Okay. We'll start with that. This city has a government. Elected officials.
Well, we heard a lot about that today.
Yes, but did you understand it?
I got the gist of it, yes.
Yes, people chosen by the people. Kings and monarchs are not chosen by the people, but rather by blood. The sorts of... very historical. You conquer an area, you appoint yourself the ruler of it, your family is the monarchy from there on. People just kind of accept that you're in charge, and it's a familial thing, it's passed down. So the king or the queen is the ruler.
Right.
And the prince or princess is the son or daughter of said ruler.
Okay.
So Vanden is a prince of Miratail. He is not directly in line for the throne, but is part of the royal family. Generally, people in said cities would treat them with respect because they are technically in charge. Or not necessarily in charge, but have a certain degree of power.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright. Feeling better?
It was just kind of stressing me out that everyone knew what it was.
Well, now you know what it is too.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Just get back to what he's doing. You're like... You're interested in sparkly things, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I have some makeup tomorrow.
Like yours?
No. This is for me. But... I see a project. I give you a little bit of eyeshadow, a bit of liner.
I'd like that.
I'm sure I could figure out something that will go with your outfit. It's a very nice choice.
Thank you. Good stop playing music.
A gentleman's agreement.
Oh my god, I can't believe it's 10 for us.
But as Jonathan Van Ness?
Makeover time!
Yeah.
Okay, if nothing else is going on, the rest of the evening passes by, and most of the next day as well, before you all gather together and start getting ready. The servants are fussing about and helping people tie things and prepare things and get things ready, fetching anything you need. It's hustle and bustle. Irea is there, looking radiant and getting ready with her mother. You see Ardacine sort of walking about, like asking for certain things. Imril is beginning to get in his cups already. It's about 4 and he's already like a few down. He's sort of making ridiculous demands like, no, these peacock feathers shan't do. I need fresh. Well, find me a peacock. Just wandering about from room to room.
The worst.
You can all be together in one room, preparing and getting ready. Sorry.
Sarah, you look like you need a moment aside.
Please.
Come on. I'm going to take Sariel back into our room privately.
You would have heard her like crying out in the night, by the way.
Are you doing okay?
No, not really. Can't stand this place.
I'm sorry that we're putting you through this.
It's what has to be done, I suppose.
Your dress.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
I think it's going to hopefully put across the message I wanted to put across.
Good. You deserve to make a statement.
Never made a statement like this before.
I didn't want to say anything in front of the others. I don't know if anyone else knows, but it was showing a fair bit of skin.
It's a bit more revealing than what I've been wearing up to now.
Are you okay with that?
I suppose I'll have to be. Gotta be part of the statement.
Would you rather not show off your scars?
Don't see how.
But I mean, if that was a choice.
If the option was there, I'd probably take it.
And if it is there?
How could it possibly be there?
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Here. Vanden's going to take off his signet ring and put it on, I guess, probably Sariel's thumb. And then gently roll up her sleeve and turn her to face the mirror. Open your eyes.
You see your skin is unblemished. You run your fingers over and you're able to feel the ridge of scars, of texture.
What is this thing?
It's just an illusion. But you can wear it if you want to.
She's quiet for a long time. It's been... She can't remember how long it's been since she hasn't had these.
I don't know what to say.
Vanden is trembling.
So is she.
If it's important to you, please wear it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you. Vanden, thank you. Do you not need it?
Not in what I'm wearing.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
No. And I'd appreciate it if you didn't actually ask. I shouldn't have.
It's alright, don't worry. Thank you.
I'll give you a minute. Take your time, just, yeah, hang on to it as long as you need to. I'm gonna go find Cassian for something. Squeeze her hand and leave her in the room.
She just sort of looks at herself for a long time.
Yeah.
Crying.
I will find Cassian. Cassian?
Yes? Probably just like finishing off Astra's makeup.
I need you to lace up my doublet.
Right. Well then. Take me to this doublet.
I'll request that you lace up the back of my doublet because I cannot reach the back by myself.
Yes, I wouldn't expect you to, don't worry.
Just be, yeah.
Yes.
Like, position him without touching him.
No.
Okay, thank you.
It's okay. Use my deft tailor's hands to make sure it's all fitting right.
Yeah.
Kind of like correct his outfit in places.
Much appreciated.
Very handsome.
Look at trim.
Small.
Like your waist.
I'm taming your hair the fuck down.
I imagine Astra just suddenly said that to Boblem.
Turns around like, we should probably try and do something with that.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing's wrong with it, but imagine if it was neat.
What do you mean?
Just neat. So let it go.
Yeah, sure. I guess we're
Great.
trying to look nice. Okay.
You You will make your hair neat.
Your makeup looks nice, by the way.
Thank you.
Really pretty.
I really like it.
Really suits you. Brings out your eyes.
Yeah.
Elyse would also then ask Astra if he would braid her hair.
He doesn't say anything to you, but he does it.
She would say, like, remember the woman in the poster in Sanskrit? If you can make it look like hers.
He doesn't say anything, he just nods and does it.
So it's kind of gives a weird look but doesn't really say anything. It's kind of confused.
What are you doing with this right now? I was just like looking up at you confused, trying to look at his own hair.
Look, it's pushed back. There's a bit that won't, but the rest of it's kind of pushed back. Just look in a window or a mirror.
Just to look over. Ah! My head looks smaller. And then just kind of twirls the like gentle curl that like is leaning over his forehead. Tries to like push it slightly back and then it comes back. Well.
Yeah, that one doesn't want to play.
It looks quite nice. I've never seen that much of my face before.
Oh, it's lovely. You should show it off more.
It's a good face.
Thank you. And he blushes to the tip of his ears.
Is anyone doing anything else?
Sariel might sort of shuffle into Astra's room at one point. Are you busy? I've seen that you've done Boblem's and you've done Elyse's. If you're not busy, would you mind helping me with my hair?
Please. I'd really like to.
Okay, thank you.
Oh God. Please. All of his dreams are coming true.
As the salon.
As y'all start coming out ready, Cassian is basically doing the like, be appropriate thing with everyone.
Fair. Okay. You all emerge. You have cloaks and capes that cover up your outfit. It's a fine, like a fur trim and your heel boots click on the tiles, and you step out of the house, and the Zauviirs there. My, you do scrub up well. Please. And Alderson bows and has the door open of the carriage, and there are 2 carriages. Please. After you.
Thank you.
You're escorted into your own carriage, and the Zauviirs step into the one behind you. And they roll off. Into the night. Under this glittering carpet of stars. And that's where we will end this episode.
We shall go to all! All is life.
The dog was right all along. Spend nice. Oh my God.
I can't wait for outfit reveals. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. Thank you everyone. Thank you for being part of our story. We will see you next week.
Thank you so much.
Love you so much. Bye bye. Oh boy.
Good evening, adventurers. You are cordially invited to a masked ball at the manor of Lord Haitius Valentinian in the city of Shadebourne next Wednesday. We would be most honoured by your presence, and we hope you'll enjoy the evening's festivities. A special thanks, as always, to our executive producers Alexandra Johnson, Liam Moran, Emily Hogarth, Davis P, and Katelyn Ferguson. Until next time, dress sharp for the night. We'll see you on Wednesday.